Alrighty, here I am back again. If you caught the the aborted first part, this is actually still the first part. I didn't relabel it, but anyway, I walked off and was blithely walking along talking and realized I forgot my computer, which I need. So here we go again. As I was saying, after being very warm yesterday, it's very cold today, minus 23 Celsius, which is about minus 9 Fahrenheit. The wind chill is minus 38 Celsius, minus 36 Fahrenheit. And we had a blizzard last night. That's what changed the weather. We went from plus 4 or 5 above freezing yesterday down to where we are now and going colder tonight. Big blow, really, really high winds, 80 kilometers an hour gusts or more here in Regina. So 50 miles an hour. And could barely see across the street at its peak, and I'm sure out in the country you couldn't see anything at all. So no travel last night. Even in the city they were urging people not to travel. Now it's bright and sunny, but cold. So I'm heading downtown to pick up some fills, and I'll stay down there and do some writing, and then I'll walk back for part 2 as I've done in the past with these kind of walks. There seems to be a truck in my path. Don't know why. There it is. Nice sunny day. So doing sort of administrative things this morning, putting in a couple of applications for some upcoming writing, editing jobs that are available. And I'm going to start working with a company called DigiWriting to develop Shadowfile Press further. They're a book marketing agency. So that's kicking in at Kirk in Vancouver. Now there's somebody blowing snow all over the sidewalk. Looks like I shoveled mine manually. Something else I've already done today. See what snow we got has ended up in drifts, rather than just coming straight down. It's quite the flow. An Alberta clipper, we call them around here. I'm actually headed to the Cornwall Centre first. So, I have no idea what route I'll take to get there. We'll see how it works out. Just depends on what the crosswalks offer. There's a snow clearing of various sorts going on here and there this morning. Oh, it's just about right here, so maybe I'll cross here. It's been red for a bit. It should work out pretty good, pretty well. Pretty good. I will feel the wind as I turn north here. Well, you won't, but I certainly do. Snow clearing going on over here. It's a very blue sky though. Bright and sunny, as it usually is when we get really cold. It's supposed to go up to around freezing again in a couple of days, so kind of up and down this time of year. You always hope when you get a cold snap in February that maybe it's the last one, but you can't count on that. You could get it in early March. Less likely though. Hopefully everything's sharp today. Yesterday I was so proud of getting out there and doing that whole walk before the sun came up, and I thought that looked cool, and then found out when I got home that it was fuzzy. I don't know if it was out of focus, or I know that the lens was smeared. And the two things may have, the fact the lens was smeared may have contributed to being out of focus. So I tried to clean the lenses here before I started. Hopefully everything's sharp. Also the brighter light helps too, I think. Yesterday, the street was melting. Today, it's all frozen again. I haven't driven, so I don't know how slippery the roads are. I would imagine there's some ice out there. Walking north on Albert Street here. At some point we have to turn right, but I haven't decided where yet. Might go up to a road I don't walk along as often. 11th or 12th. Or both. This is 14th if you're keeping track. Good place to jaywalk because it's one way, so if nobody's coming, you know it's safe to go. Oh, we have to watch because they get a left turn signal over there when the light course changes. The wind is sharp, I can tell that, but I'm buckled up enough, it's not bothering me too much. Eyelashes freezing as they usually do because of the warm air coming out from under my scarf, which is covering my nose and mouth. Here, hasn't been shoveled yet by the firemen. This is fire hole number 1 here. probably be able to cross here in a minute. This is also one way, so it's easy to see when you've got lots of space before the next car gets here. Good convenience central to our right. Typical social hall where I sometimes go for lunch and to right, but haven't recently. To the hotel because they know me there. Also, the tables are really good for me to work on, and they're widely separated from each other, so even in social distancing terms, they're good. I'm too worried about that. I think I'll just stay on Albert. I don't walk along this side of Albert very often. I don't think I'll go up to Saskatchewan Drive. That's kind of boring, but maybe to 11th and take it down to the Cornwall Center. Or 12th, or both, as I said. Or maybe I'll get on Saskatchewan Drive for the last block. I have no idea, really. We'll see. There's Victoria Avenue, which I've walked down many times. It's where the Plains Hotel used to be, and then they were going to build the tallest building in Saskatchewan there, and it never materialized. I got as far as digging a hole, and then the whole thing stalled, and eventually the hole was filled in, and that was that. And nothing has shown up there yet. It's also a credit union building over there, Connexus Credit Union. The most hazardous part of the walk is crossing the streets, because little ridges that are now ice, easy to slip on. Up here on the right is Bragg's, where we take clothes for dry cleaning, and so do many other people. Don't just rely on us. It's an old building and an old sign. You don't see those kind of overhanging signs very often, which is kind of a shame. They made for a more interesting streetscape. And they probably didn't fall off and hit people all that often. Let's see, I can see somebody said something, but I can't quite read it. Aha. There I am. Yes, minus 23 Celsius, minus 38 wind chill, which is minus 9 Fahrenheit, minus 36 wind chill. What you said there. You get used to it and you dress for it. I'd like to quote somebody gave me, which was that there's no such thing as bad weather, only poor clothing choices. So as long as you dress for the weather, pretty good. And I'm dressed for it, and I'm actually a little overly warm. In case it did. Except for the times when the wind gets in a little slit where my eyes are. But, I mean, it's fine for a while. There's a difference between, you know, walking for half an hour in it and being stuck in it for hours. That's when it'll kill you for sure. That's some shelter, especially more proper Arctic gear, I guess. Antarctic gear. They have heated jackets and pants and boots and all that stuff. Sort of like spacesuits. This is an apartment building here. Up above with offices down below. See the train tracks over there. We have a bridge across Albert Street. I might as well cross again since I've got the light. I don't walk down this side of the street at all, so we're on 11th now. The building over there is a retirement, assisted living, I guess, retirement complex. Now, all of these streets are very well cleared. This one's being well cleared up here. Look. See if you go, it's a one way as well. There's some drifts from last night's blizzard. I won't go down the next street because it takes you right by the main bus waiting area. People may not appreciate the camera down there. So I'll take one block over to Saskatchewan Drive and go that way to get to Terminal Center. That's the Sastel building there, switching facility, mainly. Oh, perfect. mean?
I guess I will stay up here too.
Some of the older buildings down here. Our Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, you can tell by the white tiles, I guess. Deal. I'm good. Just about to quit part one here. So I'm gonna go in there. And when I pick it up, I'll be down at the hotel after this, and then I'll go home from there. Part two later today, so bye for now. Okay, here we go again, part two. February 1st, I'm in the Hotel Saskatchewan again, all bundled up and heading home. I guess I'll walk down Victoria because I didn't walk that way coming. So this is part two. Part one took me to the Cornwall Centre to get some pills refilled. And now, after lunch and working at the Hotel Saskatchewan, heading home. So there's Victoria. Up it wasn't really supposed to. I'm all bundled up again, so I'm good. That's City Hall on the right, the tall one there. And Knox Metropolitan United Church is the church. Again, Victoria Park over here with the cenotaph in the middle, War Memorial from the First World War. Titles building here with the Saskatchewan Sports Hall of Fame in it. I got, I don't know, 1,200, 1,300 words written while I was there on Changers, which is the young adult fantasy novel I'm working on right now. Been planned for a long time and I'm finally writing it. When I get home I have a Zoom call Creative Saskatchewan. We'll talk about a grant application I might want to make. Marketing and development grant. So I'm trying to grow Shadow Palm Press with the help of a book marketing agency I've contracted with. So that's all getting started. All very exciting. Somebody coming, so I can cross. Spending money I don't have, but I'm hoping to make it back eventually, and that's where the grant comes in. It would certainly help if I could get that. Here's the Balfour. Favorite buildings. I just really like the entrance here. There's City Hall. All nicely lit up today because it's such a bright sunny day despite being cold. Or because it's cold. Which came first? Well, the clear air came first. They brought the cold air with it, I guess. Street, so safe to cross. This is the courthouse. There's City Hall. The sun glaring off the windows up there. I did a contract job as a communications officer for the city in 1994. That was been a while. And our offices were on the mayor's offices up at the top. We were one floor below that. I presume that's still where the communications department is. It was a strange job. I was filling in for somebody and they gave me nothing to do. I literally would spend the, don't look out the window in the morning because you'll have nothing to do in the afternoon. They really didn't need to replace me at all or, hire me at all as far as I could tell, but hey, taxpayers were providing the money, so who cares? Oh, there were a few things, of course, over time. There was some public meetings and press conferences and things. But still, I was not exactly run on my feet. It's not the sort of thing you can make up your own work because you're, communicating whatever the city wants you to communicate with you. If the city didn't give you anything to communicate, what did you do? Much. That's where my publisher used to be. That's now defunct. Go through the SO station again, as I usually do. We'll now be repeating our walk from before, but oh well. Down our Union Central here on our left. If the lights work out that way, it just depends on what's happening at the intersection. The wind's now directly behind me. mostly from the north. That's why it's gotten so much colder since yesterday when it was about freezing. And as I said earlier, we had a blizzard last night, quite a nasty, you know, just a few hours, but it was very nasty for a few hours, that's for sure. Wouldn't want to have been out of it. Red. Is it safe to go? Still a green light up there, so I think so. Slippery though. Perfect. Yeah, I didn't get the button. That's because I didn't get the button first. I can't see the screen at all, so if you say hello, I may not see it. It's very, very, very bright. I worked on the other side going down, so this is different. What about those buses? They have those side mirrors pulling out, sticking out, and then they pull up right next to the curb. Get hit by one of those. I had no idea it was there until it showed up next to me. Well, with wearing a hood and all. Gallery here. Over the years, we can go in there. Here's the Cat Cafe. Don't see any cats in the windows. Maybe it's too cold. Maybe they're not open, so they're all in the back room, most likely. First Presbyterian Church, where we were married. Not that I'm Presbyterian, but my wife was, from a Presbyterian family. Her grandfather was a staunch member. That would be Sampson J. Goodfellow, whose first full board memoirs I published back in 2018. You still get that book, One Lucky Devil, it's called, from Shallow Paw Press, shallowpawpress.com. Uncleared sidewalk here. Studios where my daughter danced, and oh, very strong smell of pot coming from a place that just passed. That's legal. Very strong. Time to cross here, it looks like. again, I guess. Most often, since it's so close to our house. And then in front of us, Specs is an eyeglass store. Always has cool billboards on this side of the building. It's the deck for the pub, which is all closed in, so I presume you can sit out there if you want. These have heaters too, but I wouldn't think it's all that pleasant today. Fingers are getting cold despite my heavier, I guess, winter gloves here. Got a phone call, but there's no way I can take it. Mess up my feed too much. Okay. And here's the start of Angus Crescent, so almost home. Getting closer all the time. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Captain Crunch, somebody called me. School down there. Alrighty. I'll stop here. Thanks for walking with me in this two-parter. I'll put it all together into one file for the permanent record. But that's it for today. I'll be back tomorrow, I imagine, as it's too bitterly cold. Bye for now.